So this is going to be a very vulnerable video.
It's Amber J. Lee. Thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. And let's learn, pretty girls. And also, while you're here, just follow my Instagram as I also post updates.
I don't know if you guys have been following me on Instagram or how long you guys been following me on Instagram, but my last relationship was with an NFL player. And I would always post gifts, money, traveling. I met my partner in college and they ended up getting drafted while we were in college, and we spent those years really just enjoying his draft. I am still in my early 20s. We started dating from, I guess, 18 to 22, on and off 18 to 22. And I'm not really going to get into why we broke up, but when we officially broke up about a year ago, got back out into the dating market, I started to regret not the relationship and not him, but I started to regret what that relationship caused, like the aftermath of that relationship and how that relationship made me view other relationships. It kind of made me create an unrealistic standard for the next guy. Like my ex, we would get up and go to Vegas, ATL, DC, like we would just get up and travel. And once I broke up with him and I got back here in the dating market, and I'm just like, other guys, they don't do this. They can't, and they cannot do this. And which is understandable, not knocking anybody, but it's just like a slap into reality. Like, girl, what you had, where would you get this again? It's very hard to adapt. And now I see why women who deal with rich men who are like cheaters and stuff like that, they stay. Because that lifestyle, where else would you get it again? Who you are at 23, you are not at 18. So we weren't the same people we were when we got together. Like, we literally just started to grow. Going out here in the dating field and telling other guys about what I've been through and who I've dated, I remember them saying, wow, like the stuff that you do, it sounded insane to them, and rightfully so. But the reason why I'm making this video is because, and luckily I found somebody in that caliber again, but I remember before I started getting back into guys who were like my ex, I remember dating a mailman. He was a mailman and he was a little bit older, and I don't job shame. So I was like, okay, you know, this can work. So we started dating and whatever. And I remember I told him about my past. I told him about my past dating history, and I remember him saying to me, well, are you okay with someone who wouldn't be able to take you on these trips at the drop of a hat, would not be able to buy you designer things at the drop of a hat, and a lot of things that they have to save up for? Like, would you be okay with that? And since I liked him so much, I was like, yeah, sure. And I remember him telling me after the date, he was like, I don't think that you would be able to do that. He said, I'm still willing to date you. He said, but I think that later on down the line, it will become a problem for you. And he was like in his late 30s. And I remember him saying to me, he was like, when the honeymoon phase is over, that's when it'll start to get to you, and that's when it'll start to bother you. And I remember thinking to him, no, you're crazy. But the more I think back on it, it will. It will, because when birthdays start to come around and you're used to doing this, and then you get something smaller, you start to be like, you start to compare, and you start to say, maybe I don't want to do this. Maybe I don't want to be here. Maybe I should go back. Like, you start to think about those. And I don't know if he was protecting his manhood or if he thought that I was going to emasculate him eventually. And we still talk to this day. But I feel like women who have dated guys like that, harder for next is the real thing, but women who have dated men like that, there's something you need to think about, because you will unconsciously start to emasculate your partner and compare them and get angry at them because of what they can't provide for you. That's why these celebrity stars, they date guys who are a lot younger but can still give them that lifestyle. But I don't know. I don't regret the man, I don't regret the relationship, but this is just something I became aware about after dating. Do you think women who have dated rich men can now date for average guys?